What about social media? Focus on that. What do you think the DNC should be
Well,
doing?
the DNC does a good job with social media at a national level with its staff. Where I think the DNC could do more is with training activists. There's a lot of training that could be done all over the country, and state parties can do training too. And I'm a big advocate of state parties doing training. But the reality is, each state party, doing their own trainings, they don't have as much expertise. There's no reason why the DNC can't take the lead on some of these training things and provide some of that expertise to go into, especially in the big swing states. I mean,
training people to do
teach
exactly?
teach our activists how to get on Twitter, how to get on the blogs, how to use these tools, how to spread information on them. So that it gets out to a broader audience. Than right now, I think the technology gets embraced by people who embrace technology, and not everyone embraces technology. Just a couple weeks ago, I had on Twitter, my name started lighting up because there was a conference that where my name was mentioned for Americans for Prosperity in Minnesota, I think, and they were doing a conference, and someone mentioned my name on a panel, and a bunch of people tweeted at me and said that my blog was used as an example of how do you use social media to organize and whatnot. And what struck me about it was not that they mentioned me or used me as an example, but that they were doing a training. And the reason it lit up was because they were, Americans for Prosperity was out training their conservative grassroots activists on how to use these tools, and that's why they were talking
doing
about
it. The right is doing it.
Right. I've never had my my Twitter light up because I was mentioned in a Democratic training, because we don't do them. And so,
So you think the right Republicans, the right, generally speaking, is ahead of us at this point, or what?
Yeah, I think they started behind and they've gotten ahead because they put resources into it. They train their activists. They don't have the traffic on any particular site in Virginia that we have, but they have 100. It's I think of the right-wing blogosphere of Virginia being 100 little nipping dogs.
Swarm.
Yeah, they'll swarm you and they'll
all over the place. I mean,
they're not gonna. They can't kill you, but they'll totally light up your ankles.
Yeah. So you think that we should have something like a swarm as well, and we need to? But I mean,
we need to train everybody on how to use these tools. And
we used to have more of a swarm, but that seemed to go away. I mean, it hasn't been. I don't think it's been supported or nurtured or anything.
Well, I did a training in Virginia Beach a couple years ago when Susan Mariner was chair, and I taught the people this is you don't have to start your own blog. The first thing that we talked about was Blue Virginia,
right.
Because they were asking, well, how do we submit to Not Larry Sabato, and I told them that's not what that blog is. But what Blue Virginia does is it has a community aspect, and you can go on there and submit stuff tomorrow.
Exactly.
Just set up an account and do it.
No permission needed, nothing.
I will tell you, most of those activists in the room had no idea that was the case, that they could do that they didn't have to be given permission first,
right.
or whatnot. They didn't understand it was literally as easy as setting up an account, submitting something, and if the moderators liked it, they promoted it to the front page.